Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you, we're all over social media, Facebook, Blue Sky, X, of course, our official YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe and comment. We appreciate you. All right, well, Alexis Anihana, Anihana, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. That's Serena Williams' husband.
Honey.
What is it?
Oh, honey.
Ohanian, thank you. Alexis Ohanian called out Stephen A. Smith for comments he made about Serena Williams' appearance in Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show, where Smith suggested that he would have a problem with his wife doing it. Ohanian confronted Smith on First Take, bringing up that Smith isn't married and pointed out that Williams had supported the appearance, not controlled her ex. The original controversy stemmed from Smith's February remarks in which he suggested that if he were a married man, he would have an issue with his wife participating in the performance. In the original comments in February, Stephen A. Smith suggested again that if he was married to Serena Williams, he would have a problem with her crip walking during Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance, which many interpreted as a jab at Drake. He said, "If I'm married and she's my wife, and my wife is going to join trolling her ex, go back to his ass, because clearly you don't belong with me." Lonnie's response on a recent episode of First Take, he confronted Stephen directly about his comments. He walked into the set and said, "Stephen A. Smith, I think you had some marriage advice for me. Is that right?" Ohanian then pointed out that Smith hadn't been married before and countered Smith's narrative by stating that Serena had discussed the appearance with him beforehand and that he thought it was awesome. Now, Smith's reaction he appeared taken aback and tried deflecting the confrontation, stating, "Oh, I'm not qualified. Marital advice? Oh no, that's not me." But Stephen A. Smith did take to social media or whatever one of his platforms where he discussed this confrontation and said that he wasn't gonna blow it up on the show because he's professional. But Chike, what are your thoughts on Alexis calling him out?
So I don't know if anyone knows who Professor Jason Johnson is. He sometimes appears on MSNBC.
Mhm.
He broke this down in a very great way, and he compared that man to the likes of Megyn Kelly and what's the guy that used to be on Fox that got kicked off? That
Is it Scott? Not Scott
No,
Henry. Henry.
with
no. The one that went to X. He also went to Russia a couple of times and did some
yeah,
exclusives.
what's his name?
I can't think. Tucker Carlson.
Tucker
Tucker
Carlson.
Carlson.
Yep.
He compared him to him, and he was basically saying that uh, that Smith guy finds himself in a position with his network that he is the anchor for the network, and the network itself is fledgling, and he is trying to find his place in the restructuring of everything. So
Mhm.
he's doing a lot of things for shock value. And the thing that always works with the public is attack a prominent black woman.
Yeah.
And that always works for whomever on a network. And he's doing that same play. And the way that he broke it down was pretty much that this man has no loyalty to anyone. He doesn't really know what he's talking about half the time. He's just a blowhard, and he's trying to get attention, and he's trying to get ratings for the network and secure his spot on the network.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Well, he recently had comments about Jasmine Crockett, saying instead of her being loud and being defiant of Trump, sit down and work with them. But Linnea, what are your thoughts on this?
So, my man, we we are on two different sides of the spectrum when it comes to this man, right? I personally cannot stand that man, but my man likes to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Mhm.
But I will say this: recently, he was like, "All right, so I'm gonna say this thing. I do recognize that he seems to defer to one side more than the other. And he's allegedly an independent. He's not a Democrat or a Republican.
Right.
But the rhetoric that you spew my God, today, in my Dominique voice, is that of a Republican.
Yeah.
How you come for Black women is a Republican tactic, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. And Syleena was not trolling her ex. Let's clarify that. That was reminiscent of what she did on the tennis court.
Right.
That's exactly why she did the dance, because that's what she did on the tennis court. Ba-da-ba. And back then when it happened, her husband actually wrote an iPad when it happened, and he said something. But to go on that man's show, to check him on his own show, and I'm going to say this, you probably knew that man was going to check you on your show. That's why your ass wasn't there in person.
Yeah,
and
he
you
went
on
in
that Zoom, because he wasn't there in person. Because I watched First Take, barely, because he really gets on my nerves. I don't see how anybody can sleep with that. But he is an asshole. He really is. And I don't like him. And I'm so happy that Alex protected his Black queen.
Yeah.
Because he had that man stuttering like Elmer Fudd.
Oh, did.
Because he was like, I'm not going to talk about something that I don't know about. I help companies make millions of dollars. So that's what I know how to do. I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
And recently, didn't LeBron have to check him in public about his son?
Yes. Because you don't talk, if y'all people, he don't talk about nobody like that the way that he talk about Black folks. No one. You see he ain't really, and when he responded to Alex, he was calm. Normally his mouth is calm. He was demure. He was calm. It wasn't all that.
Right.
I can't stand that man. And Jay know it. I can't stand that man. He got a punchable face.
Well, Brittany, Stephen Jackson called out Stephen A. Smith for switching his tone. He said that he's loud with LeBron and Black women, but humble with white guests. Like, what are your thoughts on all this?
I have a whole dissertation because I saw the extended clip, and I don't think he went into full justice to give this context. Not only did he say what he said about Syleena, he went and doubled down when Ryan Clark was talking, saying how that he can tell who wears the pants in the relationship, and that Alexis does not stand up for himself because it would not go in his house for his woman be doing this. And that clearly Syleena is, must be abusing him or backhanding him or something, to where the white man is so meek and mild that he would be tolerating it. And Ryan Clark was like, well, be quiet, because you would be a stay-at-home husband. You wouldn't even be making any money like that, And so, but he went on and on and on, and for a man's manhood. And we all know that men have super sensitive male ego. And I think that that's another reason why he went on this show and picked him, because you didn't just come for his wife. You went for his manhood, to say he was less of a man in his home because of what his wife was doing. So then when he got on there, he wasn't meek and mild. He backpedaled and deflated and gaslighted him, and said that he did not say something that he definitely said. He was like, I never gave any marriage advice. Yes, you did. And Alexis definitely said, yes, you did give marriage advice. I recall you saying something. He was like, no, I would never do that. It took the lady anchor to go to commercial to be like, well, let's talk about this off screen. She broke to commercial. Yeah. Because Alexis would not let it go. They kept going back and forth because Steven tried to backpedal, or whatever the man's name is, tried to backpedal and say he ain't say that. Then my Houstonian fellow, whatever the other guy is, I don't know the athletes. I don't pay attention to them. The ball player from Houston was like, he said that, yes, you go and you do all of this with white people, but you have all this same energy in front of Black people. Mm-hmm. And I definitely think that he does that. And I think that he talks real reckless. Yep. And it's one thing I have an opinion, and don't nobody be asking for my opinion, and I come on here and I give my opinion for free. But I promise you, when I give my opinion, if you see me outside and be like, "Well, I thought you said this," I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I said that." And
Yeah,
I can be wrong all goddamn day, but I'm never gonna not say I didn't say it.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
thank you. And that pisses me off. And for me, if I date a man or if I'm entertaining a man, or that makes you less of a man to me. If you do not stand on business when you say you said something. If you say you said something and I come to you, I better bet my bottom dollar that you're gonna stand on I said no. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't that makes you less of a man to
Yeah.
me.
Well, listen, in a new interview with the Laura magazine, Salma Hayek, she revealed she nearly quit acting after giving birth to her daughter, Valentina, during until her husband, billionaire Francisco Paul, he told her that it wasn't happening. He said, "You have to keep acting. We're not putting up with some lazy girl in the house. That's not who I married." uh, Summer recalled. She said that he later added, "The world hasn't seen the best of you yet." At the 2009, after welcoming their daughter in 2007, Halleck told Allure she still values staying at least somewhat financially independent, even as the wife of one of the richest men in the world. Let me ask you, Brittany. So, she wanted to quit acting to stay home with her daughter, and he said, "No." First, he said, you're not gonna be lazy because you weren't lazy when I met you." But then he said the world hadn't seen the best of you. I guess he probably thought about what he was saying. But does he have a point? Like,
I loved it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I loved it. Like, yes, push me to be the best version of me, regard. You know what I'm saying? I do love that. And I think that some people have different tactics on how they do that. Like, there's some people that be like, you getting a little big, and they are like, they be like, "Oh, okay, every time I see you, you gaining some weight, I want to get in the gym." There are people out here that use them tactics that might kind of hurt some other people's feelings.
yeah.
But I do believe Selma is a great actress, and I'm a fan of her. I mean, like, I love the fact that Adam Sandler had her in his movie showing her comedic side. Like, I love Selma Hayek. So, I would hate to see her retire. I think she's a beautiful woman. But I definitely understand wanting to stay at home and be around the kids all day too. But maybe he was like, "Shit, we're gonna run out of money."
Now you're a billionaire. You better not. Lanier, what are your thoughts on
I ain't got no money.
this?
So I'm I gotta keep doing whatever I'm doing.
Right, right. But I guess she was thinking, I got a billionaire husband. I can stay at home with the kids.
I don't. Well, I've never, when people be like, did you ever want to be a housewife? And
Mm,
no,
mm,
no,
Same,
because I've
same.
been working since I was 14.
yeah.
Um, nah, like and I might, yes, I'm in school full time now, but I'm still like I'm still, doing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't like that wasn't a life I ever wanted. Like, oh yeah,
Right.
let me just be this dutiful housewife and I'm taking care of a bunch of kids. No,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I got to be out here doing things. I got to be in the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like that. Not no 3 or 4.
Not those three. Not those three.
Selma husband pimping, pimping, pimping. He like,
Listen,
get back on that stroll.
No, there was a girl I work with, a woman I work with, and after she had her third, she decided to stay home. Just less than a year later, she back in that work and said, "I need to talk to some adults."
them kids drove her crazy. See what I mean?
Girl, yeah.
Chike,
COVID.
what are your thoughts, Chike?
I mean, so there's a type of man, that, wants his wife home and pregnant and barefoot, intending to home and, taking care of him in the household. There's a certain type of man. But there's another type of man that wants to have a power couple situation. It doesn't matter how much money he's bringing in, but
Right.
he's married to Selma Hayek. I would want her to work too. I
Yeah.
married Selma Hayek, and that's who I want as a wife. Take your behind out there and continue to work and push that name. You're my wife. I'm married to Selma Hayek. I don't care how much money I got.
Yeah.
My wife is out here acting, and she's still a movie star, and she fine as hell.
Right. Yeah. She do.
I mean,
I
for
mean,
example, look at Bruce Willis and Demi Moore, right? When Demi Moore stopped working, that's kind of sort of when the marriage fell apart. Not making a joke of their marriage, but they broke up during that time.
Mhm.
He was married to Demi Moore. They were a power couple. They were out here doing things.
Yeah.
Things change.
I don't know about Linnea, but if I'm home every day, barefoot and pregnant, like Chike said, with that kind of man, I'm clocking everything. You supposed to be home at 7:03, it's 7:08. You got an extra 12 miles on the car. Why the trash not taken out? I mean, how many times you gonna leave the cabinet open? And then wait a minute, like I'm clocking everything. I know where you gonna be at. I need to know, like I got too
But
much
see,
time
Brittany,
on my
this
hands.
is the dynamic of those type of relationships. If the man
Yeah.
is letting you be at home and not work, and he's bringing in you don't have all that. You don't have that say. You don't have that.
I mean, but I got too much time on my hand. Out of mine is a devil's playground, and I'm gonna find everything you doing, everything. Like, no, I can't.
I ain't got that
Please
kind
put
of.
me to work.
I ain't got that. Kind of.
Well, our last story. So authorities in Toledo are searching for a 45-year-old Janita Hoppings, accused of breaking into her boyfriend's home, kicking down his door, and using a sharp object to slice open his scrotum, reportedly exposing a testicle. Police say that the man was hospitalized with serious injuries while she fled the scene. She's now wanted on charges of felonious assault and an aggravated burglary. Brittany was making me laugh. Sorry. So, Chicken, what could a man possibly have done for her to kick down the door and use a sharp object and slice his scrotum?
This is triggering me. This is taking me back to my Virginia days, Stephen. And you remember this when I bring it up. Lorena Bobbitt, we were both from Virginia at the same time. And she cut that man's tallywhacker off and threw it out the car as she drove down the street. This is reminiscent of that. That's just no bueno. Not just no.
She wasn't. She was at home barefoot and pregnant.
It was 7:0. He's supposed to be a 7:03 or 7:08.
It was 7:03.
Right. Brittany, you cracking up.
We've been there. We all been there.
I saw a comment said, these women will do everything but leave.
I've been there. What's this meme on Instagram where it's the little bride of Chucky doll and she burnt to a crisp and Chucky like, I know you set my car on fire. And she like, no, I didn't. Why would you say I did that? And then she burnt, she black as night. Like, we have all been there behind a man. Baby, leave with your dignity, okay? Learn when to cut your losses. Learn when to leave. Hey, we've been there.
Something tells me that the slicing was like at the end of the line. There's no telling all of what happened before that point. She's probably done other things to let him know, to give him inklings that she is to be left alone because she's superiorly toxic.
As my dad
said, he took her back several times.
As my dad said,
took her back over and over.
You want to wrap too tight. Linnea, what are your thoughts on this case? She's 45 years old. She's not some young 20-year-old.
I heard some men have a conversation and they be like, crazy poon is the best poon. I'm happy I don't have crazy poon. I got regular poon. Because obviously
that regular
ain't no way. How do you even I can't even remember Lorena Bobbitt in regards to like how do you even get that close to how you sleep with
So I think it's the same thing. I think in the Bobbitt situation, he was asleep.
He was.
and they had an argument, if I remember correctly. He got caught up in some mess. He was asleep. She was mad. She went home and then
But was it?
ran away. And
Just
she
throw it out
drove
the
down the
window.
road mad.
I mean,
And
but was it? If he was asleep, was she gonna act like she was gonna give him head or something?
No, what happens is, okay, so they be sleep, and you wait for them to fall asleep to go through that phone. And when you
Ma'am,
go through
I want
that
you to
phone,
incriminate yourself. I want you to incriminate yourself. Don't do it.
there was no cell phones then. She didn't go through a phone. He was out
okay,
doing things.
Not,
well,
not Lorena Bobbitt.
this girl went through that phone. When you go through that phone and they sleep, and then you gotta wake them up. First of all, please send the evidence to yourself on your phone, because by the time you need it, when you need to argue back.
So this is a real thing. Have you guys seen the prank where the ladies will take the hot dog and unzip the man's pants and put the hot dog in there and take the scissors and cut the hot dog? You never seen that prank? And the man's always asleep. So obviously these men are sleeping to the point where they don't know what's happening around them, and they can get that far. And then they have that reaction when they cut the hot dog.
But you would have to lift up the hot dog to get to the balls.
Yeah, because she.
Not
It
always.
happened. We didn't make this up. It's true and real. It happened.
But this woman, listen, she broke into the boyfriend's home, kicked down his door.
But that's a lot.
That is a lot. So she wrestled him. She wrestled him. And put his knees. She put his leg behind his head. She wrestled.
I mean, she fought for
I'm trying to picture this in my head. We talk about his. I could see you grabbed his penis. We talk about his balls.
Yes.
So what did she cut it with?
Yeah,
What did she cut it with?
cut it with?
A sharp object. You said a sharp object.
When she kicked the door in, you didn't think to put some underwear on? You still out there with
That's what I'm saying. Like your balls is just hanging out.
She caught him on the toilet. Now there have been instances when people catch you on the toilet, you taking a dump or something like that, and why are you butt naked in a fight?
You didn't hear this broad breaking your. If somebody breaking your crib, right? The first thing you gonna do is throw something on.
Yeah.
Maybe he was in the process of sleeping with somebody else, and that person went out the window.
Now his balls is out the window. So what difference does it make? Oh, that bitch happy she did it.
Oh, her mugshot pretty.
No, she's on the run. She's on the run. Well, this might be one of the mugshots.
She was like,
right. Well, listen, before we go, sad news. Legendary actress Diane Keaton passed away in California, age of 79. Confirmed. The family spokesperson says that her loved ones were asking for privacy at this time, and no further details have been released. But she rose to fame in the 1970s with her iconic role in the Godfather films and her many collaborations with Woody Allen, including the classic Annie Hall, which earned her an Oscar for Best Actress in 1977. Throughout her decades-long career, Keaton became a Hollywood staple, starring in fan favorites, films like The First Wives Club, several Nancy Meyers hits, like the Book Club franchise, and definitely our thoughts and prayers are with her family and fans. I mean, she was someone I was shocked when I heard the news. I mean,
yeah, same here.
Everyone just liked her. I never heard anything bad about her. Ever heard anything bad about her? I saw rappers paying tribute to her. I saw normal celebrities or other celebrities just paying tribute to her. So definitely was a surprise and a shock, at least for me, and I saw a lot of people. But any thoughts you all have regarding her passing? Chike?
Ellen's tribute to her was really beautiful. Ellen DeGeneres posted a tribute to her, and it was really nice to see. I'm a huge fan of Diane Keaton. I love First Wives Club, Father of the Bride, and all the other movies that she's been in. Like I do like her classic movies. So it was like you said, and I didn't hear anything about it. Like it just was very sudden. Al Pacino said he regrets not marrying her, or because they dated so long. And so I found that interesting. But I love seeing everybody's tribute of her. They did have really good things to say about her.
Yeah. I would encourage people to check out a lot of her earlier work. You know, Diane Keaton had a really solid career. She made some solid choices in the projects that she would connect herself to. But one of my favorite films from her, where she showed a lot of range and depth, was Looking for Mr. Goodbar. If you've never seen that movie, it's controversial, but if you've never seen that movie, definitely check it out.
Someone that I follow gave a great black type of obituary read for her, and Diane Keaton is among the rambunctious white women. She is in that category with Jane Fonda and Bette Midler and all of them, who they've had a voice and they've used their voices in different ways, especially coming up in those times. That you would really consider an ally. And you know, she will forever be Mrs. Michael Corleone for me. And you know, it's definitely a hurt piece, and you know, like people checking up out here. It's like you know, it's rough, but just an amazing career that she had. So, you know, condolences to her family.
An amazing reputation too. Everyone said she was so nice. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to her family and her fans. Thank you all for Hot Topics. Check out see movie reviews, and we'll be right back after this.